Welcome to another Omega Strikers video, and in this one I briefly wanted to talk about each individual gear and kind of give newer players an idea on which ones to pick, whether you're playing goalie or forward. And if you'd like to see more Omega Strikers content from me in the future, be sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like if you wind up enjoying the video. And with that said, let's get to it. So with Awakenings being random each game, whether you're playing quick play, normal, or ranked, gear is actually consistent every time, in which you have the same four to choose from depending on your position. And those are Slick Kicks, Pummelers, Vicious Vambrace, and Magnetic Souls for forward. Then we have Momentum Boots, Eject Button, Strike Shot, and Powerhouse Pauldrons for goalie. So if you like to view the gear and stuff at any time, you just go over here in the top left corner and there's a little book icon. So you just click that, it opens up like a full glossary. Go ahead and click the Gear and Awakenings tab and you can just kind of hover over whatever you want to inspect and the information will just pop up, and same thing with Awakenings. So let's start off by talking about the gear for forwards. First up is Slick Kicks, which grants you a percentage speed increase for 1.5 seconds when you hit your strikes. This option is generally one of my favorites, which I can pretty much run on any forward, and I guess can instantly feel the benefits when hitting the core for that nice speed boost, which can lead to easier things like self passes or just gaining better positioning. The second gear is Pummelers, which makes you hit staggered enemies harder by a percentage on top of granting you 15% speed whenever you have a striker advantage. This is one of those options that can really do justice in games if you feel confident in knocking out the enemy team consistently, but if not, it can wind up being, I guess, a dead weight in gear if not utilized correctly. Third up is Vicious Vambrace, which restores your stagger bar equal to a percentage of the damage you deal, but has a reduced value on the core. This gear is actually pretty nice at keeping you alive longer depending on the enemies you're up against, especially if they have a whole bunch of brawlers, or you're just up against very aggressive players that are trying to bully you off the map non-stop. Every bit of your stagger bar matters in a big way, so utilizing this option can help you avoid being stuck in respawn in dire situations. The last forward gear is Magnetized Souls, which whenever you cross midfield, you get granted a percentage movement speed bonus for 1 second. This option is generally fine for those that feel comfortable with playing back and forth around the middle of the map, and sort of picking and choosing when to engage or disengage with that movement speed buff that you wind up getting. Alright, let's talk about goalie gear now. The first one is Momentum Boots, which grants you a speed buff that ramps up over time, but if you get hit, the effect gets reset. This option is pretty high risk, high reward, and you simply get to move faster, which is always a plus, but with the high chance of getting hit at any moment, you often find yourself always losing that speed bonus often. This gear actually got buffed recently as showcased in Sony's micro patch update to make it more, I guess, enticing to pick.
Goalie gear seems to be a toss-up between Strike Shot and Eject Button. We're giving the other options a bit of love to make them do what they do, except better.
Next up is Eject Button, which is a pretty unique one. Your dash and blink range gets a nice percentage buff along with improved haste effectiveness and a percentage cooldown reduction for your secondary ability, but that's not all. So, when you activate your secondary ability, you're actually able to recast it within a few seconds to blink back to that initial location, which is great for characters like Ayumi and Luna, along with a few others. The third gear is one of my favorites, and that is Strike Shot. Strike Shot gives your core strike the ability to shoot out a light projectile, which is not that bad of a cooldown on top of adding a percentage travel or cast range to your projectiles. This is one that I feel safe taking on any goalie and can give you that extra projectile that can save a goal that you wouldn't have otherwise, or even dictate the pace of the match by using it aggressively. The last goalie gear is Powerhouse Pauldrons, which got a buff recently as well, and this is a pretty straightforward one in that it gives you a percentage size increase, 20 power, and a percentage damage reduction. The few times that I've taken this, I found it worked pretty nicely with Asher and even Dubu, but aside from them, I haven't really picked it. quick thing before we get out of here, and that there is a catalyst that applies to goalie gear only, in which if you leave your half of the field, you get a negative effect, which causes your gear to lose power, essentially stripping it of their benefits. So keep that in mind before committing fully to a play that might tempt you to, I guess, cross to the other side. And that's pretty much it for my quick rundown of the 8 currently available options for gear. This is one of those situations where some gear might feel more, I guess, tailored to certain characters and really enhance overall play styles. But ultimately, it kind of just comes down to what you have fun running along with feeling, I guess, comfortable using. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, hope you all take care. Peace, peace!